So kind of going back to the point I was talking about at the end of the last video with Pokemon, like the only Pokemon game I've completed was, when I kind of rebranded the channel around Scarlet Nexus, sometime around Valentine's Day, like probably 3, 4 years ago now. Probably three, possibly 4 years ago. I don't know. Maybe three. But that Pokemon Ultra Sun playlist, I mean, that's like the deepest I've gotten in any kind of Pokemon run that I've attempted. And what, in fairness to just Pokemon in general, and kind of like time management relative to other things that I'm trying to get done, it's not like, I mean, I've been playing like a lot of ROM hacks recently. I started those and played with them with the intention of playing it as if it were a traditional Pokemon game. It's just they all kind of stopped for different reasons around the same time, and because of that, I felt like that was where they were supposed to end for me. So, with that being said, I attempted the Pokemon Ultra Moon. I love that game. I tried to emulate it, but I kind of got caught up in a hunt for trying to breed a Onyx, and Onyx, that new speed boost, that could hatch with speed boost as its hidden ability, and it never really happened for me. And I was kind of going in and out of making commentary videos, which is even more awkward than the fact that I was trying to breed Onyx, through a game I was emulating. It wasn't like I was just playing it on my 3DS in my spare time and just filming from my phone. And that was kind of around the time that I was having some issues with YouTube. Some of my card opening videos, the later ones, were getting cut short. And I guess what I'm trying to say is I haven't been able to play a Pokemon game. So of course I've been scouring Citra, and because I've been playing a ton of Pokemon lately, it's not like something that is it's something that I want to do. I love the series, but I have been playing like a ton of it, and the ROM hacks have been really fun for me. But I wouldn't mind finding a fun Pokemon game to play through and through. The only thing is, the ones that I would really want, I've already kind of played the deluxe versions of. I mean, Pokemon Emerald, the Trash Man version I bought many years ago, I've since deleted since I stopped playing it on YouTube. Pokemon Platinum, Pokemon Black 2, which I never played before. I can go back and play the first installments in those generations. So like Pokemon Black and White, Diamond and Pearl, Ruby and Sapphire. But I just, I really hate that some of those Mystery Dungeon playlists got cut short the way they did, because those games were incredibly fun for me to play. But it is what it is. I'm really content with the rotation of games that I've got now. I'm not really bored, even though a lot of the games I'm playing are RPGs, but that still doesn't prevent me from going on Citra's website every now and then just to see. I feel like every time I go on Citra's website, I see something new that I didn't see before. And sometimes it's a ROM hack, sometimes it's original, an original game. Sometimes it's like the other day, probably last night, I saw something that looked like this kind of 8-bit kind of game that looked like it might be fun. But with the way Pokemon Aesthetic Red ended for me, it kind of opened the door for a potential Pokemon Coliseum run. And if I can download the Dolphin or any kind of GameCube emulator, to play that game that has a similar effect to the way I can put the anime 4K filter on anything I play on Citra. And if the ROM is compatible with it, for instance, Pokemon Prism on Citra, I played Pokemon Prism on Citra, but because it was such an old game, probably I could still run the anime 4K filter on that game, which is what I did. I just had to use the lowest resolution. In this game, I'm playing it on Citra as well. This is a 3DS game. Pokemon Prism, I think, was a Pokemon Crystal mod, Game Boy Color game that they turned into a Pokemon ROM hack, so that's why it's probably not compatible with the highest resolution setting of the anime 4K filter. But this game is a 3DS game, and most 3DS games you can just play regularly, even though I think one Pokemon ROM hack was not compatible with the anime 4K filter. I think it was like VIII Moon, because I distinctively remember being like, why can I emulate Pokemon Ultra Moon with the anime 4K filter, but VIII Moon doesn't run? So like here and there, I won't use the anime 4K filter, but you can see how amazing this game looks with it. And I'm really content with all the games I have on rotation now, because anything I play on my Nintendo Switch, it's just a matter of like, at this point in time, especially as it pertains to Fantasian, it's almost like second nature when I play that game. I've been just grinding so much to get to certain points in that game, but with this game, Final Fantasy, kind of alternating between the MGBA emulator to play Final Fantasy and then Citra to play this game. The controls are very it's almost like a tradition. It's almost like you're playing a 3DS or a Game Boy Advance on your laptop with the way the controls are set up, if that makes sense. And it's just like that with Phantom Breakers Battlegrounds Ultimate 2, and that's a game I bought on Steam. It's the layout for that game is slightly different in that it's still like a Game Boy, but you're kind of using your right hand instead of your left hand to press the buttons that, on Citra MGBA, Citra A is A, S is B, I think, and then in the MGBA, Z and X are A and B. For Phantom Breakers, A is, I think, like J, and then B, I think, is, B is A and J is B, possibly, I think. But really easy to pick up for everything that I'm playing on my laptop now. I'm just hesitant to try to rush to start to play Pokemon Coliseum, especially with the hopes of that the Dolphin emulator that I want to download to play that game, or any emulator that will work for me. I don't want to start that game, especially considering I do have a lot going on right now that I feel like is manageable, but I can't start. I don't want to start. I don't want to pick up I don't want to start emulating a GameCube game and then everything I've got going on now with what I'm playing gets screwed up. I start to. I'm not too worried about forgetting, because when it comes to the emulators, I can just look up the controls, but for Phantom Breakers, it was kind of difficult for me to learn because it's not really outright stated anywhere. And so yeah, I don't think I will, but Aesthetic Red, the way it ended, it kind of set up like a Pokemon Coliseum run.